Okay, so we have the pleasure of welcoming Franco Ronconi to our interview series. I'm Rahul Panika from the Engati team. Let's begin with just a quick intro of what Engati is. Engati is the world's leading multilingual no-code chatbot platform available across 14 channels with 25,000 bots created across 186 countries in every domain and use case. We run the Engati blog and video channel, which receives upwards of 300,000 visitors annually. And now for our guest, Franco Ronconi is a successful business operations manager with a strong background working for leading players in fast paced, technology driven industries. He has a vast experience leading teams with multicultural environments, handling project management functions, logistics, and supply chain management, and leading across cross functional team. So, Franco, welcome to the Engati Engage series. Let me just ask, how is the
Thanks,
outbreak
Ron.
situation in Padova? I hope like everything is safe and sound there in these trying times. Yeah.
Yeah, situation as you can hear from the news is very tough at the moment, but little by little we are recovering, and I think in a few weeks, most probably my region, but also Italy overall, will be outside of this epidemic situation.
Right, right.
The impact it will be very tough, not only from a health problem or health point of view, but also an economic and social point of view.
Of course, of course. Yeah, I just hope everybody's safe there and everybody's taking the necessary precautions, right?
Yeah, yeah. The life will not be as before anymore, and I think next 12 months at least will be really very weird, and we will have to adopt different behaviors at any level of our life.
Right, right. We wish you all the best. All our prayers are there with you guys. Right. So let me just jump in on the first question right away. So,
Yeah.
Franco, you've worked in various industries like medical devices, building materials, and telecommunications. So, exactly how different is the rate of adoption of technology across these industries?
Yeah, technology adoptions are really different across the industries I work in, as they are both innovator industries and adopter industries. So as far as medical devices and the telecommunications are fast-paced, technology-driven industries, and here technology is a way to improve performances, improve the service for customers, and technology adoption level is very high. Building materials is at the moment is using technology above all for improving manufacturing, and I think they have a high level of a lot of room of improvement in terms of technology adoption.
All right. So I think it's it's a growing industry. People are just getting used to the technology over these areas.
Not only. It's a matter where products and services are not so linked to technology.
Right.
And technology innovation is useful above all for customer service activities and manufacturing. Where in in the other side, medical devices and telecommunication are much more involved in innovation in terms of products. So product development is the difference, the main difference between these industries.
Right. All right. I see. So let's move on to the next one. What do you believe lies in the future of conversational intelligence or chatbots as such? How is it going to change the world of customer service?
Little by little, we are getting used to adopt to use these different interfaces between customers and companies. And chatbots, conversational intelligence, are seeing at the moment something completely normal. While in the 2 years, for instance, 2 years ago, they were something strange or something not so considered so reliable by a lot of customers. Now we are at a situation where more or less we are going to a full adoption of these technologies, and I will see them as a slightly movement to a full adoption. So I think customers, little by little, will be much more used to require this kind of services, and will consider it normal to dialogue with the companies, with institutions directly with chatbots, so without any kind of human interface. The future will be a completely no human interface, according to me.
Right. Right. So you're saying it's just the beginning of the no human intervention era wherein
Yeah,
chatbots are
but
being used.
we are speeding up this process very fast, and in a couple of years, according to me, we will be very very far ahead where we are now.
Right, but don't you see like a high spike in the growth of adoption of these things like since the past 2 years or something?
I think that the highest hike will be right now because of a lot of reasons. The last, but not the least, is the actual pandemic.
Right.
Everything will be will receive a fast increase of adoptions. So I think everything will support remote interaction between services and customers will be welcome in the near future. And so I think in the next couple of years, we will see an highest level of adoption, much higher than ever. So what's happening now? So I think the pandemic will bring not only bad things, but will bring also improvements in our life. Maybe we will be aware of these improvements not right now, but in the next 2, 3, 4 years. But it will be beneficial for a lot of things, from a lot of point of views.
That's a fantastic way of looking at it. Actually, I never even thought about it because, when you look at it in times like these, right, like automation, no human touch is something that is very necessary. And things like chatbots will actually amp up, like, things like businesses or maybe at least help them survive in these times. Yeah. So I think, you're right. When it comes to like 2 years afterwards, I think we'll be more, cautious and we'll be adopting these technologies way better than before. Yeah, I think there are like plus points to the pandemics too. Yeah. All right. So let's just take it to the next question. How have customer expectations from business changed over the years? Like, what shift in technology do you think causes the change or something like that?
We saw, according to me, three relevant moments in technology adoption by customers. First of all, internet adoption, then smartphones adoption,
right,
and right now chatbot and conversational intelligence adoption. This is the last one, but it's a logical transformation year by year, starting from 20 years ago, more or less, 2025, and we are speeding up this process. Customer expectations will be much higher than before.
Right.
Not only because of these technologies, technological innovations, but also because they are getting used little by little by these interfaces. In our pocket, we have something that we will never thought before to have with us. We are bringing with us every day, wherever we are with the smartphones, an higher so high level of technology that we have never used 20 years ago. Our expectations as customers are increasing a lot, and these three milestones: internet adoption, smartphones, and chatbot adoptions are main events that are brought us to this point. But in the next couple of years, we will see a complete adoption of chatbots and advanced technology for conversational intelligence.
Right. So yeah, I think the internet is the thing that sparked it up, and everything changed since the internet, since the last 20 years. I think you're right about that. But taking small companies, let's say like a startup or something like that. What do you think? Like, the owner of the company or maybe people driving it should actually keep in mind to kind of like cope up with the customer expectations as such.
I worked in a startup for a couple of years in the past, and I can tell you that even in that kind of environment, customer expectations are very high, and you cannot wait for your company will be grown up enough. So we have to move very fast, very agile and quick, and to react to customer expectations. So I think this situation will impact any kind of companies, not only large corporations, big multinational groups, or something like that.
Right.
Of course, size will help, and as big you are, as fast you can move with this technology adoption. But these changes, this transformation, digital transformation also will impact any kind of company.
Right. That's correct. So I think the size or the age of the company shouldn't matter, but I think you should actually speed up and catch up with the customer expectations. I think that's the key to a successful business. That's some great advice right there, Franco. Right, Franco. So I'm moving on to the next question. You've led teams within like multicultural environments. So what role do you think culture as such plays in creating a customer centric environment or for the overall success of an organization?
Yeah, culture is very important in technology adoption. And I have the pleasure to directly manage teams composed by people from more or less all over the world. In the last 20 years, I had the opportunity to work with people from Southern Europe, Northern Europe, Asia, and US. And all of us have a different approach to technology adoption, and this aspect will impact on the timing of what's happening in the near future.
Right.
But I think now we are living in a global system, global organization. If we are thinking that our world with a unique organization, and little by little we cannot avoid to be everybody aligned to what's happening. So culture is very important, and for instance, letting people like Italians like human interactions much more than northern people from Northern Europe. Right. But will be unavoidable for everybody to use this kind of interfaces, little by little moving forward to the no-human interfaces. So globalization in this case will act as a force to move everything in the same direction simultaneously. Right. And different cultures will impact only partially the timing that will this happen locally.
Right. Right. So I think multicultural, the environment is very important for like a fast growth, right? Because I think when it comes to a company or like an idea that you're trying to sell, different cultural aspects of a certain thing, I think helps with like, more dynamic, path towards the success of the company also, right? Because if you are actually operating with one certain cultural aspect or maybe one certain point of view, I think you just have your vision blinded off towards one thing. But if you have more
Yeah.
culture around, I think that's how you work around, like, on a global scale, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Of
that's
course, we cannot avoid to be part of a global system,
right.
but local uh, cultures will impact the timing. But little by little, we will be fully aligned, everybody in the world.
Correct. Correct. That's amazing. That's amazing. Right. So moving on to the next question, Franco.
Yeah.
How do you see AI and automation taking over the supply chain operations of businesses in the near future?
Very, very, very quickly, artificial intelligence will help a lot improving our performances in terms of operations and supply chain operations all over the world.
Right.
Much more than ever. Now we need something to improve efficiency, to improve efficiency in terms of logistics path, in terms of delivery lead times, to reduce impact of human interactions with our logistics activities all over the world. So I think it's not a terms of only a term of technology. Technology innovation is going very, very, very fast, and we know that we are at the point that we have most probably we have already in our hand what we need for a full supply chain automation. I think actual situation and the near future situation will speed up this process very fast. And uh, artificial intelligence is the key for increasing performances and reducing human interface. So that most probably will be what we will need much more in the near future.
Right, right. But Franco, tell me this: like, don't you see there's a lot of trust issues with companies when it comes to like no human interaction, automation, AI? So how do you like go about that?
Of course, it's a matter of, again, it's a matter of culture that most probably there is still this lack of trust in terms of automation, in terms of artificial intelligence that someone can see as something weird, and they are not able to track it completely. But when they will see bigger corporations, bigger companies moving much faster than ever before, they will have to make the same and to be aligned. Otherwise, they will be no more competitive, and the market will be very tough for them. So I think the market will move them to be aligned
Correct.
with the biggest companies.
That's correct. I think the market is the one that drives the entire business community as such, right?
Exactly.
Because if the market is using it, it compels you to kind of use it, and I think that's how the world changes day by day.
Okay.
And also, as you mentioned like before, like, with the growing customer expectations, it has become very difficult for just humans to take care of all of that, right? So like when it comes to chatbots and things, I think these are like really really innovative technologies that are helping us cope up with these customer expectations day by day, I guess.
Customer expectations are increased a lot in the last 10, 20 years, and little by little every year they are increasing again. So if companies would like to be ready to satisfy these expectations, have to completely complete the technology adoptions And so they have to move very fast towards these technologies such as artificial intelligence, chatbots, and automation.
Right, right. And with the, I think with the global pandemic coming in and situations like the humanity has never seen before, I think the adoption will be much faster now post this whole pandemic
Yeah,
situation.
exactly.
Yeah, right. That's I think that's very necessary for people listening to this to, like, understand that, holding back to, and not accepting the changes in the market is really dangerous in times like these. If you want to grow, you have to like catch up on these things really fast. I think, thank you so much for that. Franco, finally, do you have any sound bites? Do you have any advice, any idea you'd like to leave our viewers with?
I think we are living a period very, very strange due to the pandemic eating all over the world. And I think it's a moment to think of what we have done till now and what we have to do in the future, because things, life will be no more any as before. Everything will change, not only in the next 12 months, but I think in the next years, forever, most probably.
Right.
Our world will be never as before. So we have to rethink our life, starting from how technology will help us to coexist with pandemics, to coexist with social distancing requirements, and how to bring all of us to a safer situation. So it's a time, most probably because we are locked down. It's a time to rethink of our future. Technology will help a lot. So everything will enable us to keep distances, to increase our efficiency, and to reduce human interactions will be more than welcome in the near future. We have to be very aware of this. It's not at the first thought, it's not so fair to think to reduce human interactions because our social attitude will normally will should bring us to be to live together, to be very close to one each other. But due to what's happening and what will happen sooner or later, wherever in the world, we have to be ready to coexist and to use technology to keep our social life still alive.
Yeah, I think that's a very, very important message that the viewers should listen, because you coming from a very difficultly hit situation in Italy. I think a lot of people in the world actually don't really understand the gravity of all this, right? Because I think now is the time when you actually sit back and rethink how you're going to like act as a human, all in all, and kind of use technology or maybe something that can help humanity or mankind in a better way, like maintaining this situation and kind of like growing through this. I think that's a
Uh,
very, very important point that you said over there, Franco.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, right. So and I really wish the best and safety to everybody in Italy. You have all our prayers. I think the world is praying for you guys and everybody all around the world. I think it's a difficult situation, but I think, with the right mindset and with the right, by staying calm, I think we all can just get through this and everything will be fine pretty soon,
I think
hopefully.
Italy, my country, is a very, very good example because normally we are used to live in a very social situation where everybody likes to be close to one each other.
Correct.
We are making a lot of dinners, a lot of parties. We like to stay together, and
Yes.
it will be very, very difficult for us to change in the coming months and years.
Right.
But we have to make it, and technology will help us a lot to coexist with this situation. So not only customer expectations, as we have discussed before,
Right.
but also normal life
Correct.
will be the key for improving and coexist with this situation. This
Right.
virus, with this virus, is not only a negative impact. It will bring us to a different way of life,
Right.
and forcing us to use technology in much more smarter way.
That's correct. That's correct. Yeah, I think it's more difficult in like more social areas like Italy. And I think I just hopefully wish that, the situation kind of brings us together and like, we use this technology in a better way for mankind and humanity. I think that's the way forward over here from here.
Yes,
All right,
exactly.
Franco, thank you so much for your insights. Thank you so much for your time. This was a wonderful, wonderful interview. And thank you. And thank you so much for showing so much, interest in what is happening out here and giving your very insightful ideas out here for our viewers. Thank you so much, Franco.
You're welcome.
And I hope you stay safe. We wish you all the best and all the luck.